What's up, guys? I'm going to be explaining how to get a resale certificate in basically any state for either dropshipping, eBay, Amazon, whatever purposes you have for e-commerce or retail store that you want to start or you're already doing. This is definitely going to help you not pay sales tax. Of course, it is completely legal and will be done through legal ways. I'm going to preface the video with I am not a tax professional and take what I have with a grain of salt, and I'm just showing you how I got it done in a state that can possibly differ from you. If you really have any questions, you should seek professional help. However, this video should be pretty useful for educational purposes. Although it's not my state, I'm going to walk through New Jersey's. So basically, a resale certificate will either help you charge or not pay sales tax depending on whatever state you're in. You will already need an LLC and you will already need an EIN. If you need help on how to get that stuff, you should watch some other videos. But assuming that you have your EIN, which is not difficult to get and it costs very little, it's probably free to $100 at most. I think I paid $50 for mine. Let's get right into the video, and I'm going to be basing the video off of TaxJar. Right, so I'm doing New Jersey for explanation, but I'm gonna leave the entire link in the bottom of the video. Basically, they can show you how to register for any state because it does slightly vary in every state. However, the process is basically the same. I also want to start off with, yes, when you search up how to get a resale certificate, this is what you're gonna be hit with. LegalZoom, 5, like whatever other websites there are, don't go through them. I've made the mistake of going through them once. You get charged, they put you on a subscription, it's difficult to cancel. There's no need for that. A resale certificate is completely free. Now, let's just dive into the video. For New Jersey, it's gonna be different for everyone, but like let's say you were gonna do, Texas, for example. It's a little different everywhere. And like I said, using this website, TaxJar, should help you significantly. If you get confused with links and stuff like that, because you do want to make sure that you're using the correct links. Obviously, like I said, you can get destroyed on some other companies. Anyways, for New Jersey at least, and this is basically the setup for most states, this is what it'll look like. It's very simple, and the only reason that this is somewhat difficult is because there's just so many links, the information is so vague, hence why I'm making this video. I'm going to briefly show you how to get an EIN. So you go to irs.gov. This is after you have your LLC, by the way. You click for apply for employer identification number. Your EIN is basically a social security for your business so that it can be located and, for tax purposes and other things like that. It's very simple as submitting something like this. I'm almost positive irs.gov is the statewide solution to apply for your EIN. So apparently, I didn't know, but the irs.gov EIN application website has an hours of operation. But I'm going to just walk you through what their website will show you, which is right when you click apply for your EIN, you will get hit with what are you even applying for? Sole proprietorship, LLC, whatever it is, click that and move on. And then it may ask you a few more questions, but really, that's all that is. EIN is incredibly easy to get. Again, the pricing will range depending on which state you're in, but that should be basically it to get an EIN. It's very easy if you already have an LLC. Now, to obtain your resale certificate or your certificate of authority, it's very different depending on which state you're actually doing it in. But let's just go to here, which is the New Jersey portal for business registration. Again, if you're looking to do it in any other state, search that state. So, Texas business registration portal or something similar to that. And it will look similar to this. If it doesn't look similar to this, it will have similar buttons. So you would want to go to starting a business, and you actually don't want to click this, at least for New Jersey. I know that you actually just want to click get started. Then it's going to ask you a few questions. So if you have a business entity like an LLC or something similar, then you would click this. If you have a sole proprietorship or a partnership, then you would click this one. And then all these other ones are kind of business specific. So if you don't know what they are, it's very likely that that is not the business that you're in. Again, if you have real trouble and you're very confused, seek professional help. I am not a tax professional. So I would click register a business because I have an LLC. And then this is where you're going to get your entity ID and your EIN. Your entity ID is given when you form your LLC. You should get a PDF or basically it's basically like a full form of your LLC, your address, and a bunch of other information. It won't have your EIN because you would have to apply separately to get your EIN. So this is the certificate of formation is where it will be shown, and it's usually at the top. And then if you have your EIN, which is a 9-digit long employer identification, you can input that here. Now, I've already done this, so I'm not gonna do it. Basically, after you do this, it's gonna ask you some very basic questions, and I'm gonna go through what the questions are and how you should respond to them based on the type of business that you're doing. Some things that you may need depending on what state you're in are your federal identification number, your social security number, your name, your trade name, your type of ownership, the New Jersey business code or a different business code depending on the state, owner, partnership, corporate offers info. It may or may not ask you that depending on which one you pick. And then other basic info if the business is seasonal, entity, subsidiary, info about what you sell, and that type of stuff. They also may ask you if you have any employees, what type of products you're gonna sell. And basically that should be all the information for the application. Once you get towards the end of the application, it's gonna ask you two things. Will your business need to charge sales tax? And in that case, you would wanna select yes. And then it will also ask you, will your business need sales tax exemption? And then for that, you would also want to select yes. And then after you submitted that for the application, and then you should get a copy of your resale certificate. It may be called something different depending on the state that you're in. Once you get your certificate, this allows you to actually collect sales tax from the stuff that you're selling based on what state you're in. And if you're receiving sales tax for the products that you're selling, then, depending on how you set it up, quarterly, annually, whatever it is. Again, if you have a lot of questions and you really want to go in depth, contact a tax professional, but you would just remit how much you've collected to the state if you're collecting sales tax. In some states, you might need to get a DBA and or pay for it. However, in most states, it is completely free. The process is very simple. Like I've been explaining, I'm gonna link this in the description below if you also wanna use this website, which is very helpful. But yeah, that just about wraps up the video. Super quick video on how to gain a very important piece of paper online for your business. Anyways, if you like this video or wanna support me, definitely leave a like, subscribe, and take care. Hope you have a blessed day.